Okay, so this will be another rendition on the Look, and this will be, I guess, number 7. And yes, I just wanted to put a spotlight, maybe shine a different light on a really known, really loved DJ around the world. It's called Amelie Lance. You know, she's been like mixing since back in the day, and just wanted to get a little bit more deep, also, let's say, into her production, you know, what drives me to her as well. And yeah, basically, let me start by saying that it's really good that we have DJs like her in the scene, you know, just someone that shows you that, man, if you practice every day and you really are sort of confident in your concepts, you sort of, you know, build yourself around this atmosphere that's healthy, that will provide you, you know, everything you need to be artistically sort of in tune with what's happening. I'll say that she just bring the whole school, like telling you that being a DJ, you know, can be one of the most honorable and one of the most beautiful and professional jobs in the world. Really, basically everyone looks at the DJ and just sees like, man, some drunk ass dude that's DJing there, and so never professionalism or diligence never comes behind the DJ name. And I just think she brings proud to that name, you know. A total monster powerhouse from Belgium, man. And I remember I have seen Amelie Lens live. I remember I started back in the day, you know, when those ultra festivals were sort of, you know, picking a little bit of fame, and didn't knew the lineup that day, and so saw this woman, you know, walking up stage, and I knew it from the start. I didn't know who she was, but nah, man, something told me that she was gonna play really hard, and I can tell like the crowd was low-key rowdy. Something was happening, you know. So at the end of the day, man, people were too crazy, and I think I was a little bit young at the moment, so sort of circled down back to the crowd. And what I can tell you about my experience sort of live with Amelie Lenz, and sort of hasn't changed since I know sort of a little bit more things about DJing and stuff, you know, is that she has sort of that super power, you know, I will say, or that sort of creative skill, or part of her sort of, I'll say, concept in music is just having this attraction. If I will have one word to describe Amelie Lenz, it's just electrifying. It's the most electrifying DJ like you can ever see, man. The woman is playing hard, moving her head like this, and then looks at you in the eye and then smiles, you know. How can you not be moved by that, you know, while she's playing the most exciting, over the top, most brilliant and brutal set ever. Something that I can say is that, going back to her production, is that she has that sort of natural sort of edge that is sort of invitational always to her sets. Always the first track for me on any set of Amelie Lenz is so important, because she sort of invites you always to her groove, to her vibe. Her music is not something that's trying to be something unauthentic. It's just pure techno, pure energy, man. It's like inviting you all the time, trying to tell you something that's beneath the eye. And I love her sets. And once she has the attention of the crowd and she gets on it, man, absolutely, she burns down the walls, man, all the time. Always breaking that fourth wall of techno. Till this day, if we can really appreciate sort of the career of someone, and sort of being unquestionable in that sort of sense, that will be Amelie Lenz for me. You know, I'm a deeply critic in music. I won't shy away to say that I don't always like stuff, and when I don't like stuff, I just say it openly, as well as if I like something, man, I don't care what prejudgment might have. You know, if I like music, like an artist, shamelessly I'm going to accept it. But as a harsh critic, I could never, man, just question anything this woman does on her set. One song that I will say, or one track that describes just my love for Amelie Lenz, because it's someone that's so loved by everybody in the techno community, that I will say In Silence.
In silence.
I just love that track, man. That track just describes everything I love about her production and her live sets. It just comes with this sort of, you know, intro, and I just love it. I just love it. I love it a lot. How it's infecting sort of the room. That's the way I will describe her. And you know, I've seen Amelie Lance just rocking a place with no one standing. Like there's no one there, man. She starts 100%, and she starts filling the room one by one, one by one, one by one, boom, and then the whole room is packed and raving. And it's not any DJ that has that ability, and it's not something that you can rely on experience. Sometimes you are just lucky and the place is full of just charming people that want to have a good time, you know. But you know, a DJ that can actually just start a crowd from zero, and just the places where she leaves the crowd to this emotional euphoric sound is just brutal. And yes, just a deeply appreciation for her. I do think that she always foresees for the future. I think there's some tracks that she throws in there, and I'm sometimes thinking like this woman is thinking like 10 years ahead of techno, you know. Someone that really sort of gets, I don't know in what sort of feeling she gets, but she really gets into that zone where, you know, she's one with the crowd. And yes, she set the example for what truly drives and what truly is at heart a DJ in techno, in the modern scene, I'll say. So yes, just giving appreciation to her, you know, and feel like Melins knows how to throw a perfume on the crowd. If you could sort of relate it with anything else, it's just a perfume. You smell it, you apparently you're like interested and you want to dig in. So yeah, man, it's good and it hits hard, man. It's really hard on the grid, you know. Those kicks can blow your face off if you hear them live, man. So yes, I love Amelie Lens. I love everything she does. I love her record label as well. So go ahead, and if you're not, you know, maybe disconnected with her for a couple of years, go and reconnect with her. Like her last sets are just crazy, and I think she came back with more force than ever. It's just amazing. I just think that, you know, in a really vague, yet deep opinion, I'll say that she always is too advanced. I'll say sometimes she throws concepts and influences that maybe 2 years ahead. Deeply speaking, she doesn't get into a comfortable place where she says, okay, I'm satisfied. Always, you know, finding that edge that can define what's her next evolution, what's her next idea, what are her next challenges as well. Who knows how the brain of someone like that just works, and just love it as well, man. If I can, I don't know, like Amelie Lens, you know, describe just the edge that woman just brings to my sort of mindset when it comes to just cheer up yourself, you know, when you're learning something, when you're driving into something, when you sort of feel there's improvement in something as well as DJing or production, you know, there will be a point where, you know, all your confidence goes to the trash can, man, and you just feel like maybe you're not living up to an expectation that's on your head. But, you know, sometimes you see someone just put in the hard work, and just understand, man, that you're not putting the work enough, or maybe you need to get like your things together, you know. But at the end of the day, man, great example. I love that now on Spotify, if you sort of hear someone's track, you can see the photo of the artist, and it's a different experience because you're sort of seeing, if you think it deeply, you're seeing face to face with the artist, and up there is like his art, you know. So you're sort of, you know, navigating music differently. And I love that photo that she has on her Spotify profile. It's just a perfect describe of her. I do believe as a DJ, as a woman, just someone, you know, fierce, one that looks, you know, confident and fierce, and she know what she wants, you know, and sort of not looking, you know, fully to you, like always. She just maybe doesn't have time in that moment, but she's forsaking what's ahead of her. You know, she's a chaser. She's not waiting for their things to happen. I found her really inspiring and really, you know, just badass, and her sets are really hard, man. And sort of, you know, forever for seeking for what's ahead, and always believing in the future of techno and the next, you know, generation, and what's there to come. Is just feel is the purest thing that you can do in techno once you are so accoladed and so big as Amelie Lens. So props to her, one of my favorite DJs, and definitely this rendition on the Look. Go and check her out, Amelie Lenz.